Hey everyone, welcome to the fourth Team Relentless call of 2015. I am the founder, open to the public, to any coach or anyone in the public who wants to watch, so you get a little more acquainted with myself, my team, and what we, are passionate about, and that is helping other people and help end the trend of obesity. Each week I have a different guest speaker that, helps teach other people what I've been teaching them, because I've found that coming from another set of lips and a different, form of delivery sometimes sinks in, or, a lot of times the stories that these guest speakers that I have resonate within somebody else more so than my own story. So today we have Astrid on, but I want to do, a few announcements before we put her on. And first of all, we have 3 days left in the month. Today's the 28th, so we have the 29th, 30th, and 31st. If you haven't hit Success Club, use these last 3 days to your advantage. We have some major sales going on right now. You can find it in your Coach Online office under the recognition tab. It shows you all the promotions. This month, if you hit Success Club, you get to preview the not yet released Beachbody On Demand, which is an incredible thing that I actually have been able to have access to since January 14th as an elite coach. This is answering all the prayers to the people who travel a lot and have, iPads or laptops without a disk drive, and this allows them to access the P90X and a lot of, we don't have all of the programs yet, it's in the works, but a lot of the main programs out there from their device that doesn't have, so they don't have to pack around the DVDs. And this is great. There's going to be like meal plans and all these things at everybody's fingertips. You have to be a club member to be able to access this. So if you are not a club member yet and you're on Team Relentless, make sure that you become a club member. And this also gives greater value for our customers for when they order a challenge pack and they get the 30-day trial membership, the club membership. If you don't know it already, if you're a club member, you get access to live chats with trainers, and you get customized meal plans that you can create based on you, not just ones that laid out for anybody. This is based on your age, weight, goals, height, all these different things. And you also get 10% off of any of the products that you purchase through Team Beachbody. But now as a club member, you'll be able to, as soon as this is rolled out, have access to this. So this is a huge thing, and this is great for coaches because this gives you a better leverage to other people in a broader audience, because there's so many people who don't have, have access to DVR, and I get that a lot. And so this helps us help more people. It helps us meet new people, get them to become Shakeology addicts like the rest of us. So make sure that you hit Success Club this month, and all that means is you're helping 3 people change their lives. Think about your story, how you got started, what Team Beachbody has done for you, how your transformation has transpired and how it's still going, and use this as a way to really focus on people and not see this. I think that a lot of people have, oh, I'm a salesman and I don't want to be pushy, and all these views of why they don't get going. And the thing is, there are so many people out there who are just like you and I, who were striving to find something and really weren't sure what to do, and now we're here because of Team Beachbody. And actually today is my 3-year anniversary from the day I purchased P90X. And I remember what I was feeling. I shared my story today about how I was, put my P90X challenge pack in the cart, and then I left. I used the excuse that I had to go to baby shower, which I did, but it really would have taken 2 seconds to push place order, because I was scared of failure. I was scared that I wouldn't finish it. I was just terrified of failure. And then I came home and I had to clear out a tree that had fallen down a couple weeks before. Ryan was working out of town, and every time he came home for 2 or 3 days, he would work on it, and it was very labor intensive, and we didn't want to hire anybody. So the girls and I thought, well, we'll help him out. We'll get this done. And it took us 3 hours. I was sweating in the middle of January, which is freezing here in Texas. And I finally realized I am out of shape. I need to do something. So I bought it. And I probably wouldn't have bought it had my coach not followed up twice in the afternoon. So make sure that you're following up with people, because it's not that they don't have the money. It's not that they probably don't think that the products work. Or it's not that they don't think that you're spectacular and that you would be awesome. It's just that they think that they're going to fail. So really go back and remember how you felt on that day. And don't take no's personally. Take them as a maybe not right now, or maybe you need to dig deeper to help them believe that they can do it, and share with them why this is different than all the other times they may have failed at attempts to lose weight or get in better shape. Explain to them what they're going to get out of it. Support from you, from other people on our team, from people in the challenge group. Explain to them how the programs work with the meal plans, with the schedule, so they're not just thinking that they're going to go to the gym and run on a treadmill for 20 minutes and go home. That this is a formal program that's written by trainers and is the same value as if you went and worked out at a gym with a trainer for an hour and paid $50 a pop. Make sure that you explain to them what they're getting, because it's so easy to get in the moment of what we're doing. And for me, February 15th is my 3-year anniversary being a coach. I know it like the back of my hand, but other people don't really understand what's involved. A lot of people think that we just sell a bag of shakes and that's it. They don't understand what being part of this community and the organization is about. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence and explaining and educating to people and really showing what we have to offer, instead of just posting some graphics on Facebook talking about some sale. Make sure you go back and follow up. I've seen several coaches on my team who pulled off Success Club 5, meaning they helped 3 people in the last 2 days of the month. So you have 3, so you have that extra day. So make sure that you're using this to your advantage. Also, as part of Team Relentless, we are doing a team-wide Diamond Push Challenge that starts on February 9th. We're doing it with my upline, Becky and Christina, who are the founders of Diesel Nation. They were ranked 33 and 37 for their own teams at the end of last year, and I was ranked as 127. So we have systems, we have trainings in place. These things that we ask you to do, these things that we roll out to, are things that we have practiced ourselves and have been successful, and we want to teach. We want you to be successful. We want you to help more people. We want you to stay on your journey. We want you to reach, all of your goals that you have. So we're doing a team-wide Diamond Push group. It starts on February 9th. It lasts 6 weeks. What it is that everybody contributes $25 into the pot. You have to be, you cannot already be a diamond, but if you are a diamond coach and your people on your team participate, we ask you to participate as well, so that you can help learn. That way you can benefit from the trainings that we have, and also so that you can go alongside your coaches and support them, so that you're not expecting any other leaders on the team to train your coaches. So make sure that you reach out to me if you want some more information. But what we're doing is the coaches on there will be contributing $25 each. You'll fill out an application just so we know a little bit about you and determine if you're eligible. And then when it starts on February 9th, it goes 6 weeks. Regardless if you are an Emerald, a new coach, or suppose you are somebody like we have a couple coaches on our team who are one coach away from Diamond. So we try to level out the playing field. So you have to have sponsored coaches in the 6 weeks period, as well as develop 1 diamond from your organization and be a diamond on the last week, or the last end of the week of the 6-week period. So at the end of this time, anybody who has met those criteria, you get to split the pot. As of a couple of days ago, there was $3,000 in the pot. So you can imagine how great this is. Other coaches in the organization I know have used this, and there was thousands and thousands of dollars there that all these people got to essentially take part of and collect part of this and bring money home. I mean, that's a huge thing of what it can do. Recuperate from the holidays, saving for Valentine's Day, or not Valentine's Day, right after that, but other things that are coming up. So, money is put skin in the game. You invest in it. You're investing in yourself, and this is a great way to get engaged in the team. Be part of teamwork and learn from the trainings that we're going to have in there. I'm going to sweeten the deal. Any coach that is on my team that enters this Diamond Push, the deadline is the 6th, and reaches Emerald, I will give you $25. So then that means you get at least your money back, so you're out none of your money. And if you hit Diamond, I'm going to give you a $100 bonus, so that sweetens the deal. So if you want part of this, please let me know. February 6th is the last day, and if you're in our downline, reach out to your sponsor or upline Diamond in our group for more information. We'd love to have you part of this. This is going to be a great learning experience. Also, we have the Cup that's coming up. It starts on February 1st. I'd like to put my husband on a team, so I'm looking for 4 other coaches. If you're on my team or even outside my team and looking for somebody, please let me know. We'd love to have you part of it. If you are not registered for a team, I really suggest that you do, because again, there's great prizes. This helps you get on the team, or even if you go cross-line from somebody from another team. This is a great way to learn. You are not going to become a experienced, successful coach, overnight. This comes from these types of trainings, these types of challenges, and so I really urge you to get involved in this. I hear a lot of people saying they don't want to fail, they don't want to let anybody down. My thing is, if you just participate, you right there are not a failure. You are on the path to success. And for me, as your coach, as your upline, or just an elite coach, if you're somebody from another team watching this, I really encourage you to get involved. Because I'm not about winning, I'm about showing you how to be successful, watching you step outside of your comfort zone, and doing things and helping people that go in line with the mission of Beachbody, which is helping other people, live full, enriched. I said it backwards. Anyways, improving people's lives. So this is part of it. So please use the next couple days to find a team. Reach out to me if you need a team. I'm going to be starting a post in Team Relentless to find out who has not been registered, because let's get this done by the 31st on the deadline. So I'm going to turn this over to Astrid. She's a Houston coach. We both serve on the Houston Market Council, which means we are part of collaborating and orchestrating events that are overseen by corporate. We were appointed by them, and so we work really closely together. Her and I have become very good friends since we met on the first Super Saturday that I hosted in September of 2013. She's amazing. She is a retired school teacher. She's a mom of triplets, and she has a great topic that she's been teaching a lot of people about, finding your niche, because a lot of people say, I can't, I don't have an audience, and I don't know how to meet people, and I don't know how to find people, and I'm posting these things, and I'm not getting any response. And so she is going to be talking on how to find your niche. So get out your notepads, and, pens or pencils, take some notes, follow her on Facebook, and if we go too fast, the same link that you use to access this call will be the same link that you access at a later date to be able to go back and watch the recording. You can fast forward through the last 15 minutes that I've been talking about the updates and the things that need to be taken care of by the end of the month. So here she is. Ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Can you hear me? Alrighty. Well, thank you, Mindy, for that wonderful introduction. I'm not quite used to this whole video, like being a live face thing, so if I stumble, go ahead and laugh with me, because I'll probably laugh too. A little back history, real quick. I have yo-yoed with my weight all my life. I have an official daddy complex where I never felt I was good enough for my father, and that transcended into all my relationships with everybody. I've gone through the gamut of being super big and then super tiny due to some really poor choices on my part, like staying out all night with help. So fast forward, I do have triplets. I am at my goal weight. I am about to turn 40, and my triplets are about to turn 7, all in the same month. And that brings up the whole, what is your niche? So for me, it's really important to share with you all about what is your niche. Who are you in the coaching world? Because at the end of the day, there is no absolute way that you can reach 100,000 people or 1 million people or 2 million people, because not all of them are going to connect with you. So what you have to do is you have to kind of narrow that target group down to who you are, and then connect with those people that are like you, because there's a lot of people out there that are just like you. So how do you find your niche? And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to have my notes so I don't get lost, but here goes. So everyone has a niche. Sometimes it's a little harder to define. Other times it's not as hard to define. But either way, you have a specific place in the coaching world, and you need to find that specific place. You need to grab onto it, and you need to develop it. Excuse me. For example, I'm not just a mom of triplets. I'm also a wife, which a lot of people are. So that doesn't really narrow things down. I'm a seamstress, so I sew and I create patterns. That's pretty specific. I also am in a sorority, Kappa Delta Chi, narrows down things a bit. And I'm just, regular, I'd say a stay-at-home mom, but I'm not just a stay-at-home mom since I run 2 businesses from home. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you? It doesn't have to be work-related necessarily. Now, we're all Beachbody coaches. That means we all love fitness, and that means that we all work out and we all drink Shakeology. So that's not going to be part of your niche. So you need to kind of toss that aside, okay? What is important is that you look at who you are. What is your core? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What is your occupation? Because your occupation outside of being a coach, outside of the fitness world, because fitness doesn't play into this. If you bring fitness into it, what's going to happen is that you're going to be talking to everybody else that's a coach or everybody else that's interested in fitness, and you're not really going to reach that cold market, that group of people that are very similar to you. So think about the hobbies. What are you into? Do you like to ride dirt bikes? Do you like to ride motorcycles? Do you like to go to wine tastings? I say that because I really like wine. Do you spend your time at craft shows? Things like that. What is it outside of fitness and outside of your job that's your hobby, that's specific to just who you are? All right? Sometimes your job can play a huge part in your niche. I'm talking about police officers, which truly should be fit. Firefighters, again, they need to be fit and healthy because they run into burning buildings, which I would never do in a million years. Also, service men and women in any of our armed services. There are so many job-specific niches that you can grab onto and grow, as well as just hobbies. And what you really need to do is you got to kind of combine them all together and find your specific niche. Mine, for example, and mine is with higher order multiple moms that have had triplets, quads, quints, sextuplets, octuplets, although I don't ever want to deal with the octomom. And I want them to know that they can actually get their body back after having a higher order multiple pregnancy, because it's not easy. I spent 17 weeks on bed rest. I had no muscle definition or muscles. They had atrophy during those 17 weeks. So I like to target those people. But at the same time, because I'm a triplet mom, it also means that I'm a very busy mom. So other moms latch on to that and they come into the circle. So now that we've kind of talked about what is a niche, the thing that you need to do is narrow it down. The more you narrow down your niche, the more you're going to be effective in reaching that audience. Okay? If you're trying to reach 1 million people with 1 million different types of hobbies and jobs and everything else, then it's going to be really hard to tap into them emotionally and bring them into your world. So that brings me to my next topic. And I do this part live, and it worked really well. And because I can't do it live, I'm going to try and do this in role play. So when I say emotions, when you post things, you need to post things that bring an emotional aspect to your post. to the person that's reading your post. I'm going to bring up commercials. Commercials are super duper popular. We all watch them. You can fast forward through them, whatever. But big event is happening this weekend, the Super Bowl. And I don't know about you, but I suspect that almost all the women that watch the Super Bowl watch it for the commercials. Why? Because for some reason, the commercials that are made for the Super Bowl are emotionally driven. All right, they know that men and women are going to be in the bar, at the party, doing their thing together, and that the football is going to drive the men, and the commercials, except for the really sexy commercials, because those drive the men too, but the commercials drive the women. So what do? They make it emotional. I'm going to share a really popular commercial that year after year after year hits home and makes you cry. Well, not commercial, because they change it, but, company. And that's Budweiser. What did you think? Clydesdale horses. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And the commercials with the Clydesdale horses make me cry every single time. What does it want to make you do? Go get a beer so you can drown your emotions in beer, right? Not necessarily, but it sticks in your mind. Like every time I think Clydesdale, I think Budweiser. There's a reason behind that. There's a million other commercials that you probably watch that bring tears to your eyes. That is the emotional connection that you need to use when you find your niche. Let me give you an example. I am a stay-at-home mom. I really work at home, and I would never do well trying to sound like a sports fanatic, because the truth of the matter is I'm not a big sports person. I don't like football. I didn't say that, but I really don't. I don't like football. I don't really like baseball. I like soccer, but I'm not the TV watching kind of sports person. So if I'm going to post something, whether it's on Twitter, on Google+, on Facebook, or wherever it is, I'm really not going to try and stick my foot in my mouth by posting something that has to do with sports. Okay? And I'm definitely not going to connect sports and Beachbody together, because I'm going to sound like an idiot. So the key is that you have to build a person, your specific target group person. And that person is the person that you need to post to every single time you write a post. Now that I've been talking about this topic about finding your niche, I have gotten really good about thinking of all the busy moms out there. But my niche has just recently gotten more specific. I really want to help women that have no self-esteem because of all the things that I've gone through in my life. And we all have a sob story, and I get that. But, having a daddy complex, I never felt good enough for anybody. I've always sold myself short, and I've always quit before I succeeded. So when I write my posts now, I write it more from the heart, and I'm digging really deep into my soul, and it's actually a very cathartic experience, and I'm coming to terms with the skeletons in my closet. That is where your target audience is. That is where your niche is at. Wherever that problem is, or wherever that passion for something outside of fitness, again, don't include fitness in this. Take fitness out of the equation. Okay? So once you find that, you are going to have a solid foundation. And then you need to really sit and think about, if you were to sit and talk to yourself, because you are your target audience, what would you write? What would you share? What would you tell them that would be different, that would pull on those emotions, that would make them react? Because and I know, all commercials, all good commercials, are emotionally driven. They're the ones that bring you to the point of tears or happiness or memories or whatever it is, and brings you to the, oh my God, I gotta have it. Okay? So you have to find that. And it is a process, and it's almost like a self-actualization type process, you know, where you've been, where you are, where you're going. So I got the emotions all packed. And now I'm going to talk about the social media aspect, and I touched on it about your ideal target audience. Again, I'm going to bring up the create the ideal person. That would be me, except in other people's form. I am going to talk to them, whether it's on Twitter again, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whatever it is. I'm going to talk to them specifically. I'm not going to talk to the dads. I'm not a dad. I don't know. I'm not going to talk to a hunter because, hell, I know how to shoot a gun and a rifle and a shotgun and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know the first thing about hunting, so there's no way I can bring them into my circle, you know. I'm not going to talk to dancers because I'm not a dancer. I mean, I think I can get it on in the club, but I'm not a dancer. I'm not a trained dancer. I look like a fool on the dance floor. I love myself enough to not care what other people think, but I'm not a dancer. So me trying to talk about a turn, plie, whatever thing is going to sound ridiculous. What I'm going to talk to is moms that are busy, moms that don't feel they deserve time for themselves. So when I write my posts, whether it's on my like page, whether it's on my personal page, or in any of the groups that I run, I write it from that perspective, and I write it to the same people, to that target person, the person that's just like me. And I tell you what, since I've started working on this, like really working on this and changing my like page and changing everything else, last month, I'll give you a rundown. I was on the track to being a Success Club 10 legend. I was 16 months deep in Success Club 10, and I fell flat on my face in October, and I think I lost my way, and I lost my target person that I was talking to, and I started trying to reach out to the masses instead of really honing in what I wanted to talk to. So October, November, I mean, I barely hit Success Club 5. December, as expected, after Christmas, people started coming to me and purchasing things, so I hit Success Club 8. This month I have 14 points. They've been really easy points, but I've also started this month to really talk to that mom, to that woman, to that person that is just like me. And I've gotten a lot more responses and a lot more personal connections, and I've also been giving free. You know, I give my free workouts, and I hook people up with my free 7-day clean eating challenge and all that kind of stuff, because I know at first it's scary to jump on board if you're not exactly sure, because I was the same way. So I'm personifying myself in other people and realizing that I need to give them what I would give myself to get on board. So keep that in mind when you post on social media. Don't make it salesy. Don't say, oh my God, guess what's on special? Like when I'm talking about the 21-day fix extreme, I'm turning 40. Oh God. I'm turning 40 on March 15th. All right. Not that it's like, oh, I'm turning 40, but it's a milestone in anybody's life when you turn 40. So my challenge group for my 21-day fix extreme is Fit and Fab 40th Extreme Edition. And when I post about 21-day fix extreme, I'm talking from my perspective. I'm not like, oh, and it comes out on February 2nd. I'm like, oh my God, see this chick right here? She went from this to that in 2 rounds of 21-day fix extreme, and I want those abs for my 40th birthday. Because I'm talking about me and what I want, and it's not in a selfish way, I'm just like really excited about it, they are responding, as opposed to guess what's coming out on February 2nd? 21 Day Fix Extreme. Hit me up if you want to know more information. So I am taking it back to who I am, and I'm keeping it more personal than I am anything else. So finding your niche is really going to change your life, and it's not an easy road. I have struggled for at least the last 6 months. It started right after Summit, where I felt completely lost. It was so overwhelming after Summit, and I didn't know my head from my ass and what way was left and right and up and down. And I think I just froze. But now that I have been talking about finding your niche and sharing it, I've been living, eating, and breathing it, and I'm getting better at it. This is 7 months after Summit, and I'm really starting to hone in on my skills and my ability to share with others. So it's not like a process. It's gonna take time. So don't give up. And I want you to really do some soul searching. Some of it has to do with your why. You know, my why, I thought, was expanding our house, which is our dream home, which we'll never leave, even though it's only 2,100 square feet and then really close to the city. It's okay. We got married in our backyard. We never want to leave. But expanding our home, getting a new car, helping other moms, all that is part of my why. But at the end of the day, my why, my real why, my niche, where I am, has nothing to do with those goals. It has everything to do with how I grew up, how I felt, what the end results were, what I went through personally, and I want every other woman out there to know that they're valuable, that they deserve the 30 minutes to themselves, because us moms always take care of everybody else, and we're always the last one to be taken care of, just like we never get sick days. I want them to know it's okay to take the 30 minutes, and if you have a low self-esteem, it's okay to build it up, because at the end of the day, my legacy is that my daughters never go through what I went through. So my niche has even narrowed down more because of what I have figured out. So I ask of you to really sit down and think about what it is and who it is that you want to affect. And then you start targeting through your social media and through your interactions out there in the real world, and make that your niche, because that's where you're comfortable at the end of the day. You're not comfortable pretending to be anybody else. Own who you are, make it your niche, and succeed with it. So that's all I've got. Mindy? Mindy! Okay, I don't know if we're having a connection issue. Mindy? You there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. I'm guessing, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We froze for a little bit.
Yes.
That last sentence you said, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Do you remember what you last said?
What I last said was finding who you really are, accepting who you are, holding on to that, and making that your niche. Because at the end of the day, if you try to pretend to be somebody else, it's not going to work. And your niche is who you are. And there's so many other people out there that are just like you.
You know, that's excellent. I want to recap what Astrid said. I hope everybody took good notes. One thing, you know, I had a call with a coach today. We were talking about it. I was like, you know, we're in relationship marketing. We work with people. We don't just sell a product like at Walmart or HEB or Cincy or Pampered Chef, where when it breaks or when you run out of it, you just come back. We are about improving people's lives and really improving them as a whole. You know, we get started with a bag of shakes. We get started with a box of DVDs. We get them started because of usually vanity reasons, or because the doctor said you're going to be on pills or shots or you're going to die or something if you don't get it taken care of. But really underneath it is things from your life. A lot of it's garbage from childhood. Every person I talk to, you can stem back their fear of failure, their fear of not being good enough, their low self-esteem to things that happened in their childhood. And this is something that want the longevity of loyal customers, a growing team of loyal coaches that you want to hit elite, you want to do stuff. It's because of the relationships you make. People special. It's really hard if you only cultivate skin deep relationships. So this is finding your niche and finding something that you can connect with somebody, which allows them to let you in their life, and it means that you have to let them in your life. It can be such a life-altering experience, and this is about friendship. So make sure, everybody, that you are not, everybody, when they start as a coach, the biggest fear is becoming a salesman. So make sure that you don't become the biggest fear, and the biggest nightmare out there is becoming a salesman. Make sure that you're focusing on people, focusing on how to build better relationships. If you have struggle with that, I'm here to help. I was not always good with people. I drew people to me because I was obnoxious and loud, and I'm fun and wild and crazy, but I didn't really cultivate really good relationships until the last couple of years, and I attribute that all to what we have available to us as coaches and the relationships that I've cultivated, and I can help you with that. But opening up and sharing with people things about you as you feel comfortable is what's going to help you connect with people. It's what's going to make them trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to dump their emotional garbage and their fears and their all these things that create poor health, bad decisions, low self-esteem, food issues, weight issues, and they don't trust you. So you have to learn that, how to cultivate that. And by sharing a little bit about you, and kind of like I was saying about the diamond push thing, if you level the playing field where they feel that you're not way up here and they're way down here, then it opens up better relationships. I was talking about on a call today, I'm like, if people think you're up here, 98% of the world is going to be like, wow, I got this so far to go, I can never get there, I'm not even going to bother. There's that 2% who says, well, screw you, I'm going to get there and I'm going to go higher because people don't think I can. But most of the world is at 98%, so make sure that you're digging deep to know people and sharing yourself, your journey, what you have to offer, something that makes them feel like you're kind of even, or something where they don't feel like a freak. I mean, most of my life I felt like an absolute freak because I thought I was alone and battling. That's part of being selfish. You think it's all about you and you're the only one out there dealing with things. And little do you know, until you start talking to people, that there's so many people out there. And then when you do this, it helps you heal, it helps other people heal. And then something like what Astrid said is her why is not expanding her house so much or a new car. Yes, that's part of the perks, but it's that she found what Beachbody did to fill a hole in her life as I did. I don't like feeling alone. I don't like feeling abandoned. I don't like feeling like I'm not important. People in Beachbody make me a place to be. Give me somewhere where I don't feel like a freak of nature. Give me an outlet to be myself where people aren't telling me to be something different. And they accept me for who I am. I don't feel alone. I feel so important when I talk to some of these people who I've made great connections with. I feel like I'm the most important person in the world. I'm not. They don't probably think I am, but they make me feel like it. And that is my goal, to help everybody that I come across, and to keep expanding the amount of people that I help. Yes, it gets started through health and fitness, but I have a big goal. So that helped me find my why. My original why was leaving my job to be able to be home with my kids. Did that. Well, I refound my why. But if you don't get involved with community, you don't help other people, you're not going to, understand this. And so just see the big picture here, see what this can do for you, and then realize that you have what it takes, you are capable, and you have all the characteristics that it takes to be a life coach and to change somebody's life, starting with your own. And we're here to help you. So thank you, Astrid, for sharing these powerful points. You always, I've heard her shared this, topic a couple times, and every time she has a different perspective, new spin, and that's part of personal development and being part of this is that you grow and you find new things and new things to share every time. So what we talk about may be the bottom line, the same information, but it's spun off to you a little bit differently from our take of where we are mentally and emotionally. And lastly, I just want to talk about how all of us have a lot of things that come from childhood. And one thing that I shared with, a coach today is that, you have to let people into your life. You have to cultivate deep relationships. You're not a kid anymore. And sometimes being a perfectionist and doing things because you're just looking for that recognition that you didn't get. I shared with her today, I haven't really told a lot of people, but I thought about it, is that, to this day, I've been estranged from my parents since 2008. It was never good enough. And with this coaching thing, I feel so proud of myself. I feel, because I'm helping people, and I've healed a lot, and I'm a good person now. I'm no longer ashamed of the bad mistakes I made with drugs and affairs and alcohol and you name it, I've done it. And I'm like, I feel good about myself, and I have waited all these years, and I get these letters from my parents, and I stop opening them because I just thought that just once in my life that they would say, I'm proud of you, you're doing good, you're a good person, and they're not. And so I've had to just let it go that part of who I am is because I was never good enough. I've been a perfectionist. I try to excel. I try to stay in that 2% and not let other people or other things get in the way of my goals. But sometimes you just have to stop worrying about waiting for that recognition for that person that you're never going to get it from. But just keep being a good person and figure out why you're doing it. So now I'm doing it to help people, not to look for that recognition from my parents that were just too big of assholes and still are, to ever tell me that they're proud of me and that I'm a good person. So I'm telling you, you are a good person. You're not a failure. You can do it, and we're here to help you. So with that being said, good night and have a wonderful evening. Next week, my call is not on Wednesday because my guest speaker has her call on Wednesday. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing an event invite. It will be next Thursday, same time, with Katie McCarthy Green. She is somebody on Diesel Nation who has been amazing. She blew her business up, and she is like me. She'd rather eat a piece of pizza and not work out, but she does it anyway, and she's been an amazing inspiration to many. So make sure you mark your calendars for next Thursday. Have a good evening.